through to invite Dr. Tami Erickson to the stage with the speech, I'm a Bit of Everything. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. That was fantastic. And I do believe that professionalism is very important. I would agree. I was on a journey, and thank you, Charles, for giving us a great presentation on that. And I would agree that asking 3 people, 10 people, about three things about you, and this is how I landed on a bit of everything, along with Dr. Hasib's guidance. My brand has really come over the last few years, including the new haircut, as Dr. Hasib has mentioned. So let's talk about where my brand has come from. So when I talked to people and thought about what a bit of everything is, it began at an early age with ballet. Yes, I have props. So I was a ballerina, a dancer, actually. These were the last pair of shoes. See, they are worn. I can do dancing. I ballet, tap, jazz, Hawaiian, Tahitian, several dialects of African and Indian. Now, with that comes that I am a queen. Yeah, I'm a queen. So I have been Model of the Year. I've been Junior Miss Bloomington. I have been 1979 Model of the Year. I was Miss Bloomington until they found out I was underage and had to kick me out. I was also, in case if anybody remembers those Sears catalogs, I know they don't exist anymore, but through 1970 to 1980, yes, I was a Sears catalog model. If you can believe that. Now, let's not forget there are other things that go along with that, such as being a diva. Yes, that is me, diva, actress. For those of us that may be old enough to remember the Tim Conway show, I did tap dancing in that. You may not remember me though, because I'm short. Yes, I'm only 5 foot, maybe 5 foot. I could wear purple. And so I was always in the wing. But I've also done the Nestle's Crunch commercial. Yes, the little girl that tap dances up the wall. I also did Real People. I did tap dancing in that. They followed me into the bathroom in case if you wanted to see that. And I also did Real Kids and Pennies from Heaven. Now, I also did some singing. Oh, no singing. The singing instructor paid my mom to make me go away. See, we see where this is kind of going. I'm also a little bit city. So city I can be. I was raised partly in San Francisco. Yes, I know what the BART systems are. I know how to ride planes, trains, and automobiles. But there's also a part of me that was raised on a farm. So I spent a lot of time on my grandmother's farm. So I am a little bit of country. And I still do have a farm. So I have cattle. And I raise chickens for their eggs. Yes, these are real eggs picked this morning. In case you didn't know, chickens do lay variety of color of eggs and different size. Now, there is something that I learned from Dr. Hasib. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You should certainly have multiple streams of income, because you never know when one doesn't work. So with that, just so you can keep up with me, there is also this thing about riding motorcycles. I do that as well. So, here we are keeping up with a bit of everything theme, right? I like to ride Indian motorcycles. I know that some people prefer Harleys, but that would not be me. Now, just in case the motorcycles wasn't enough, I am a cowgirl, right? I do have a farm. I mentioned that, right? But I have horses. I can ride horses, but horses aren't good enough for me. I actually ride longhorns. You know, those big things with those big horns. Yes, I ride those. Mostly I ride them in parades to raise money for charities, like cutting my hair. Things are about charities. I do a lot of charity work. Now, let's talk about something else that's very personal, and maybe you don't know about it. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I have all these other diseases that the doctors make up for me. Because I'm a type 1 diabetic, you should be sick. So this is what people think about me when they find out I'm a type 1 diabetic. This is you thinking, what? You don't look sick? Well, I would say to you, what does sick look like? I probably do twice as many things as most normal people. Wait, what does a normal person look like? I just don't know. Although I thought I had an extensive, list of things that I did until we just heard from Dr. Brass, because clearly he has a way bigger, extensive resume than I did. So let's move on to some personal. Now we're done with the personal stuff. Let's talk about, some professional stuff. I have a whole list of degrees, but we won't go into that. I'm an auditor by trade. I work in the university system for the most part. I have done every position there is, from being an admissions representative, the photocopy girl. Oh yes, that's how old I am. It was a photocopy girl at the time. I've been an admissions rep, financial aid, student services, until I worked my way up to chief compliance officer. But I'm mostly known for being an auditor. Yes, crunching those numbers. But as an auditor, I do have a sense of humor. Now, maybe those people that I audited did not think I had a good sense of humor, but maybe if they would have been ethical, did the right things in the first place, they could have had a sense of humor with me. But since they didn't, they probably didn't think things were going so well. Now, with that, I'm also a teacher. So I do teach. I do K through 12, some things there with American government. I also teach in the university system. American government is one of my favorite things, but I teach leadership mostly. Now, I was just given this. It says mentor. I do drink a lot of coffee because I am super amazing. I'm good at multitasking, and I'm a life changer. Ooh, who would have thought about that? And I'm a miracle worker. I'm not a miracle worker. It is those on the other side that actually make their own difference. I just kind of watch them turn into butterflies. I don't really do that. And it's not really an official job title, although they tell me it is. So what I'm mostly noted for recently, thank you, Dr. Hasib, for this title, I am the queen of sticky notes. And he mentioned me in his book for doing so. Now, I recommend that anytime you have sticky notes on your desk, when someone says something that is really remarkable, especially when it's Dr. Hasib, you should write it down on a sticky note. You should keep it for 2 weeks on your desk. Yay, Dorothy! And you should work on that for about 2 weeks. This will help you with your branding. Practice it. So Charles said, ask 10 people. Yay, Charles. Ask 10 people. This should be your sticky note for the next 2 weeks. And you should practice it for the next 2 weeks. And then you move the sticky note to somewhere else. Now, I have these all over my desk. I use them constantly. I move them around. And someone said to me recently, they're real because they have cat hair all over them. And so let's talk about the final things. So I am Dr. Tami Erickson. Okay, that is part of my brand. I am clearly a bit of everything. I do a bit of everything. That is my brand, and I know it.